No, well, the funny thing is, how do you actually, as an adult and as a responsible adult that wants to consider yourself intelligent, how do you know of anything that everyone fails at? Basically, everyone you know
Yes.
growing up fails at relationships.
Yes.
Certainly your friends because they're your peers, they're
Of
the
course.
same age as you.
Yeah.
But your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your siblings, most of
Everybody.
your friends, your grandparents in some cases. So, how do you know of something that everyone fails at, not see that there's something wrong with it, or there's something that you should really dive deep and understand more about?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you not see that?
People just don't.
Hollywood fantasy?
Well, I think
Hollywood fantasy has quite a hold on our culture.
It does.
It really does.
Well, not well. I definitely blame it on the Hollywood fantasy, but people think to themselves, "Well, that's not going to happen to me." Right? Okay, everybody I know has failed relationships, but I'm different and Rachel's different, right? They actually believe Rachel when she told him, I've never felt this way before. I had one girl tell me, she's like, oh my God, I've never had someone fuck me rough before. And I'm like, bitch, you're 34. And I'm like, I mean, I was like, are you serious? I actually said that to her. I was like, you're kidding me with that, right? She's like, no. I just kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, really? For serious? She's like, okay, well, maybe. I was like, okay, listen. Like, you know, like, yeah, listen,
Yeah.
like, you're not hurting my feelings. It is what it is. And then she also tried to tell me, well, you're the biggest I've ever had. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, listen, like, I'm not a micro dick, but like, and I told her, like, and her name was Jennifer. I was like, Jennifer, it's okay. Like, I didn't ask you. I don't need you to stroke my ego. It's all right. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. This is the way girls are, man. It's funny as shit. Even though they know they're bullshit and it's funny.
So we talk about when we used to be beta. Everybody somewhat starts out beta or somewhat starts out blue pill because you're
Yeah.
still kind of caught up in. Like I said, I really kind of do think that Hollywood movies have such a hold on our culture.
100%.
If you
Especially
thi-
girls.
If you think about it, when you're a teenager, you watch like sitcoms about teenagers dating,
Mm-hmm.
and before you even have formed your own idea or like understanding of what a relationship is, it kind of did come from film.
Yeah.
A lot of times, or storybooks.
Yeah.
and
Coming
you're
of
like,
age movies, you know?
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I could do that, or I'm going to do that. Then you
Right.
see your friends do it, and you're like, I could do it, and it morphs into this weird thing. But back in our beta days, so we're doing Captain Save-A-Ho tonight. Let's talk about when we were Captain Save-A-Ho. It's an interesting complex because it is a real life complex.
Yeah, it is.
Now, we talked about when we used to get fucked up and do drugs. Not together, we just met, but
Right.
you know, I went through a hell of a party phase. Me and the boys used to live like we were in Motley Crue for no reason.
Straight up.
Before we got our lives together.
Yeah.
And now I've got my shit together. I've been sober a long time. Was never really a drug addict, but
Sure.
I was certainly a hectic like party animal.
Yeah.
To a point that was pretty unhealthy. So obviously all the women that we had around were like the most promiscuous, druggy party chicks. Of
course.
Again, not drug addicts, but like avid
If it was there, they would do it.
If they were
Yeah.
there, if it was there, they would do it. Like avid drug users in the party setting. And I noticed that at that time when I didn't consider myself high value, I didn't have enough confidence to find a woman that I thought had any value of her own.
Of course.
So these party chicks, I remember thinking that, and I guess this is the Captain Save-A-Ho mindset that like, this girl takes interest in me. She's one of the only girls that's taking interest in me, so I have no choice. But all this like party ho shit, if I could just strip that away a little bit, I can mold myself
Yes,
a partner.
yes,
Now
yes.
the interesting thing about that is, I don't know if you've ever encountered this. When you try to rip a party girl away from the party lifestyle, it is vicious.
Dude, it
It
never
is
goes well.
vicious. They
Yeah.
fight for it. Who
Yes.
the fuck are you? Like,
Right.
and they, you know, and you're really kind of just saying, in a sense, you're like, hey, like, we got to grow up sometime. Like, we've been partying for a minute now. Like, why don't we grow up a little bit? But it's really like, who the fuck are you? Fucking
Yeah,
trying
you
to
can't tell me what to do.
Oh my god, it's vicious.
Yeah. Especially when they're young and hot, because young and hot girls think they're going to be young and hot forever. Even though there's evidence all around them that at some point they are going to get old, right? They're going to age a little bit. They still think they're going to be young and hot. The Captain Save-A-Ho complex. And it's funny because we don't channel it. Women bring it out of us. Women in precarious situations, women know how to press a man's buttons. They know that we have a protector provider instinct. And so when there is a damsel in distress, men think that by getting that damsel out of distress, then they will then reward you with their bodies and their loyalty and all that, then this and that and the third. It never happens that way. And the reason for that is because they know they're not worth shit. And because you fell for it, they have even less respect. Wait a minute. I got 4 kids, 3 of which are not even under my custody. This guy doesn't see me listen, I thank him for what he did for me, but he doesn't see clearly that I'm not the type of woman who deserves this treatment. They don't think of this consciously. It's in their subconscious. This is why the more you do for them, the more repulsed they become by you, because you don't have the requisite knowledge to see her for what she truly is. And because she knows that you don't know, it repulses her. She thanks you and she's appreciative, but by the same token, she's like, yeah, I'm kind of fucking grossed out by this guy because I'm really not shit, but he's treating me like someone who deserves to be treated this way. This is why we tell guys, don't be a Captain Save-A-Ho. She's not going to return the favor ever.
Like
ever.
I said, my first girlfriend red pilled me. She was very upfront with me about certain things, and I wanted to spend money on her because I was making money at the time.
Sure,
I remember her telling me, "Yo, I make my own money. You start to spend money on me, I'm gonna start to expect it." And I was like, "Ah, no, I'm sure
Wow,
you won't."
That is
Like,
profound.
I should have just fucking ran. You know what I mean? Like I was just like,
Oh my
wow,
God.
she's being upfront about it.
Wow.
But like I neglected it, and she followed suit on her promise. In a way, it was like, I warned you, motherfucker. Give me the money.
Right? Yeah. Hey, pay up, man. Pay up.
It's funny though. You can't rip chicks away from a lifestyle that
No.
they're conducive to, that
Yep.
they're into. This is why, you know, my brother's big into sports. My brother coaches two different hockey teams and a basketball team, kids hockey and kids
Oh,
basketball.
yeah.
And he says he loves seeing girls that are into some sort of sport. He goes, because at least if they have a hobby other than drinking, seeking validation, and fucking,
Right.
then there is at least a chance she could be playing softball instead of fucking the neighbor.
Right,
But when
right.
her only hobbies are, and as really, there are some women that really that is their only hobby.
Just
we
party.
we get together, we party, we drink. You know, and when that's your only hobby, there's no reason not to suspect that they're up to some shit.
Well-
All right. It's 10 people in the stream. I don't have a phenomenal show prepared or anything. It's just been a minute since I've been live. Been doing a lot with Donovan Sharp there. I saw somebody talking about Rollo Tomasi in the chat. Yes, I have been brought to the table of the sphere by Rollo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp, sort of co-signed by them. And this will be my last stream. Thanks to those guys, this will be my last stream with a shit webcam and a shit microphone because Donovan Sharp hooked me up with some really good equipment. So we're going to build this room into a little bit of a studio. I mean, for what's facing this end is this is where I edit the movies and everything. We got 2 screens over here and, you know, 9 different giant hard drives and all that, but it is just a bedroom. Anyway, too much hate for each other in the sphere. I love Rollo and his books changed my life. Yeah, I was stopped on the street the other day by a cat I went to high school with. It's like, man, I can't believe you went on from high school to be working with Rollo Tomasi. Like he's a lot more famous. He's a lot more famous than you'd think, man. People you wouldn't think have picked up the Rational Mail have picked it up. There's so much more socially oriented. Even Einstein had to separate from his family when he did his heavy lifting. That's a huge endorsement. So check in the chat. Let me know how you found the channel. Let me know what brought you over here. Was it Rollo Tomasi, Donovan Sharp? And then for any gaming cats that are here or any red pill cats that are here also, this, as you could see, used to be a video game channel. And I have since abandoned gaming content for red pill content. And we're about to start busting it out. We're about to start busting out some real red pill commentaries. Again, I don't have a fantastic show prepared. I just like to try to come and connect with the audience. And anybody who wants to check in and say hi, let me know how you found the channel. If you came over from the Rollo Tomasi channel or Donovan Sharp's channel, or you brought me here. What did I bring you here with? What kind of content? I'd eventually like to have, you know, it'd be great if you could abandon the niche. Is what the dream would be, is to abandon the niche. And it'd be great if people dug you just for you. So you could do any kind of content and people watched it because it was you. But you can't entirely abandon a niche. I'd like to eventually have a channel like, here's a channel where I review video games. Here's a channel where I review movies. Here's the channel where I make movies. Like, you know, like over my shoulder here, The Adventures of Save-A-Ho. That's a separate channel just for the show, The Adventures of Save-A-Ho. And then Save-O Central will be like the main hub. The fellas, that's another one. Like that's my rap groups. There's a separate channel for that. Through the Thought Mommies video. Hey, thanks, man. Yo, go check out the album. The album's on YouTube. If you just punch in The Fellas Tape, comes right up. It's a 9-track album. There's some wild shit on there. The Fellas Tape. If you just punch that in on YouTube, that comes right up. It's on iTunes and Spotify also, but it comes up in the playlist. If you just punch that in on YouTube, The Fellas Tape. Came over from Rollo Tomasi. I saw you on Donovan Sharp's live about a week ago. You're down to earth. Hey, thank you guys for coming over here. Yeah, we're doing what we can, man. It's hard to build up a following on YouTube these days. It's great to it's great to have been endorsed by legends, like Rollo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp, and those guys are legends in their work and their craft. And Rollo Tomasi is a legendary author, so it's kind of been cool to have those guys co-sign me. They make me feel like the chosen one, like the chosen, like Anakin Skywalker, the Sphere or something. Although I don't mean to tie that in with a Darth Vader reference, but yeah, it's been great. It's been great, and I only wish I had the money and the time to rush out Save a Ho episode 3. That's going to take a little bit longer. We're experimenting with some really outrageous humor in The Adventures of Save a Ho episode 3. And Donovan Sharp's scenes are already done. I had just finished Save a Ho episode 2, which took everything out of me. It usually takes about 3 months to do a Save a Ho episode. And it's mainly just getting, 20 people together to do the goddamn thing. And you need 3 to 4 people there together at a time. And you need the location, and then you need your DP, and then you need somebody to hold the boom, and then you need production assistants if you can get it. So it's a nightmare for somebody that doesn't have a production company. I have a camera guy, and then I'm just willing to do every other job. And so that's how these things get done. No sort of crowdfunding, no help from anybody until Rollo Tomasi got involved and invested a little bit so that we could finish episode 2 and start episode 3. But episode 2 had taken everything out of me. And then I had the concept for episode 3. I was really too exhausted to want to start on it. But Donovan said he'd come in and do it. So initially, right after finishing episode 3, I touched base with Donovan. He came to town, and we just hopped right into shooting episode 3, at least his scenes. So we did his scenes, and I have to do ADR in Staten Island for the movie tomorrow night, and then Saturday hopefully I'll be able to edit a little bit of the movie, and then Sunday we got to pull together another scene. 2 actors from out of state, 1 actor that's here, and just try to make it all work. It's rough, but hopefully we pull through with it. Was that guy slipping on the ice after jumping you in Save a Ho planned, or did you just keep it because it was funny as hell? Yeah, you're not the only person that's asked that, and it's a funny little trope that people pick up on. I don't know. That's my boy Cubs. He used to be in one of the rap groups. My whole friend group is just a bunch of white boy rappers. And so he was one of them. We actually did some pretty big shows together, though. Me and him opened for Insane Clown Posse together on Mother's Day. That was fucked up. That was 1,500 people. Yeah, it was a lot of people. But yeah, so yeah, I knew he could, pull off doing a little bit for me, and I was drunk in that scene. It was so cold outside, and I'm letting them punch me in the face, so I was just getting drunk. I was just drinking in between the scenes. And when we ran the take, I just knew it worked. I don't know if he slipped or if he did that on purpose, but then I knew he did the fuck you on the way out when they drove off. He did that on purpose. I didn't ask him to do that. So then it made me wonder if he had done that fake slip for the aesthetic. And either way it works. Cubs, please tell me you're not in Chicago. No, I don't know where the name came from. You seem like a young dude with a great work ethic. What drives you? Insanity. Being an artist is like being an insane person. Artist is kind of a pretentious term, but being a creative personality is like nothing short of torture. It's like my main goal in life is filmmaking. The red pill shit or the manosphere content is just something I can do as a byproduct of being a driven person. So being a driven person has made my life with women very, very easy. It's made my priorities just fall right in line. And then from that standpoint, you can clearly see how people differently navigate those situations and fail in situations like that with women, with lack of motivation, with lack of social skills and all of it. So the manosphere related content is just things that I can do as a byproduct of my productivity. But what my real goal is making films. And I've been making films that are like pretty legitimate productions with no money for about 5 years now. I had been making films my whole life. I was running around with a VHS camera when I was, 5 years old trying to make movies. And then, dicking around with a webcam and making YouTube videos with my brothers when I was 12. The last 5 years has been the legitimate sort of like incarnation of that. You know, we're grown now and we're like, fuck it, let's get a real camera, let's get a real 4K camera, let's get a real DP, and let's hire people and let's put money into it and let's do it. We never have enough money to actually pull off legitimate productions. We never have like all the people you would want. You ideally want to have at least like fucking 12, 13, 14 people behind the camera. There's usually like 2. But yeah, so I guess to answer your question, now the reason I do it is because it's just, there's just no other way to me. Like there's no point in living if I can't do creative work. And that's the burden of being an artist, is you're always like, any sane person would just give up, like this is too difficult. But then, you know, the idea of a scene will be keeping you up at night. Kevin's an illegal immigrant. He swam here from some island in Puerto Rico. Well, there's your history lesson. Nico G, what up, what up, what up? I don't know if there's any gaming cats that are here, but the gaming cats, y'all have scared me off, driven me away. White boy, what's what's good, yo? I hope that's not a troll account. I hope that's actually Miles from The Adventures of Sabaho, Damani Vaughn, my man. Let me see if there's anything I can throw in the video here. So I just come here to check in and say what's up to everybody, guys. It's fries before guys, simp. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see there's anything with my recent shit I've been working on in here that I can throw in here. So the Donovan Sharp interviews. We did make it to Fresh and Fit briefly. I don't know if anybody saw this.
I see Rollo's acting skills here.
Save-A-Ho. This is from Save-A-Ho. There it is.
There you go.
You ever wonder, like, what if the roles were reversed and you were the one that was in trouble? Do you think anyone would come save you? That's a clip from Save-A-Ho.
Oh,
Go check it out. Go check it out on Kevin Savo's.
Now you know why he has the name The Godfather.
G Complex 217 20 hours. Shout out to the Fresh and Fit fam. Can we
Funny clip, somebody writes in, they go, can we get Kevin Sabo on Fresh and Fit? And Myron's like, I don't know. I don't even know if Myron knew who I was. Do you feel applying being red pill aware is what fortified you, being laser focused in all your endeavors? Yeah, I'd say that's about what did it, because I used to put great effort into relationships, probably due to my ill relationship with my mother. So I'd put a lot of effort into trying to win another woman's love so that I could have that feminine feeling, affection that I felt like was missing from my life because my mother treated me like shit when I was a kid. Like we have mommy issues out here. You know what I mean? Like we hear about daddy issues for women to no end, but we got mommy issues out here. And when I really became red pill aware, that's when the choice became clear that the only like real diehard efforts should be geared towards your work and your passion and your purpose. And if as a result of living a life where your purpose is providing for you and keeping you afloat and your productivity is doing well for you, if you're afforded the free time and the privilege of being able to, do something with your woman or a girl you're seeing and put in like a little effort. But I talked about this in my top 10. I got a great video on here, top 10 things not to do in your first relationship. And when it came to effort, I got down there and I said, when it comes to effort with women, it's more like if you actually have a girl in your life that's not a fucking nut job and you dig her, that's great. But effort should be more seamless than we think. The movies and the TV shows that have you think like ripping and running all over town and standing outside their window with a boombox and buying flowers and like doing all this really over the top shit to impress women is like a norm, and it's cool, and that they love it, and that they'll fall for you, and that they'll reward you for it. I think just being conscious of what might be, interesting and exciting to do is as much effort as you need to put into a relationship. It's just like think like tune in from time to time when she's talking. You know what I mean? If you remember something, oh great, you know, she said she wanted to go to that place. Oh fuck, look at it, Friday night. Yeah, we're here at that place. Oh, I know you had mentioned it, right? Yeah, well, I listened, bitch. Okay. Can we in 30 minutes? I'm leaving for the studio. Tori Grow might join us here in a minute. I really want to talk to. Listen, guys, I don't have a professional show planned. Donovan Sharp is sending me out some equipment, so I don't have any professional equipment yet. I don't have like a real guest. Like Tori Grow might join me in a minute here, but I'm really here because listen, I want this so bad. Like I'm being kind of like co-signed by Rollo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp is a big deal for me. I want to do them proud and I really want to do this. So I'm very happy to have you guys here, and I've been working like crazy. I haven't had a chance to really start up the Red Pill videos like I'd like to, and I'm premiering my feature film October 1st, which means I only have till then to fix it up. So I'm going to be a little busy with that, and a little busy with Save a Home, juggling everything at once. But I'm here because anybody that came over from Rollo Tomasi's channel and Donovan Sharp's channel, I really want to connect with y'all and talk to you guys, and thank you for coming over here. And anybody that wants to call in, I'm going to put the call-in link in the description. Okay? And we can chop it up. And Tori Grow might join us in a little bit. If she does, she'll change the title. Yeah, you got to run with it. Yeah, and I've got great ideas. It initially started because this channel, as you could see, used to be a video game channel. And then I started feeling real disconnected from the gaming audience because the gaming audience started expressing to me that they don't have social lives and that they struggle with women and they struggle with self-confidence. And then I started thinking about when I used to be that way, and when video games wasn't just something that's fun to do. It was an escape from reality and an escape from yourself. So I started making self-improvement content, thinking like, you know what, I think I can give these guys a little bit of an advantage and a little bit of an edge, and they can take it from somebody who's been there, somebody who couldn't get himself laid in high school, spent more time developing his gaming skills than developing a social rapport, and it just didn't really quite work out. And I realized that the common denominator there is that guys that seek red pill content have sussed that they're not doing so hot. They've kind of realized they need to take that first step forward, and it's almost like saying like when you need help, don't be afraid to ask, kind of thing. I feel like that's the mentality in seeking out a book like The Rational Male, or seeking out a channel like Rollo Tomasi's channel or an AMS channel. It's just like when you realize like, that's hey, I'm about to log into StreamYard. Let's chat. BS, dude, you got laid in high school. I did not. No, not till I was an adult. I didn't get laid till I was an adult. I didn't get laid, touch alcohol, weed, drugs, steroids, do anything illegal, anything wild, or anything fun until I was an adult. My teen years were my teen years. I was going to record a video regardless if you're down to go live. All right. Kevin Smith. It's fucking troll channels. I'm only taking calls from Tori Grow tonight and anyone that came over from Donovan Sharp's channel or Rollo Tomasi's channel. If you guys want to chop it up, I'm here to introduce myself to you guys personally. That's what I'm here for. I'm really enthusiastic about rebranding this channel into a red pill channel, and I want to reconnect with those guys. I'll be 30 in a few months, and I'm still a virgin. No shit. You know what's funny about that? I had a video that I didn't release called "Are You a Virgin? Good." Like, good for you. And it was going to have Steve Carell, the 40-year-old virgin, in the thumbnail, and then me like this. And I actually went on this tirade, like this ridiculous rant that I looked back at later, and I'm like, I don't know if this is really suitable content. But I went on this rant in this piece that I did, talking about if you're a virgin, you don't even... It's like, yeah, you're a bit of a social outcast, and the fact that women see that you don't get women makes you less attractive to other women due to pre-selection, but you have no clue what you're missing out on. To a certain extent, I think, at least when you're young and when maybe your friends are getting laid, but you're not getting laid yet, when you're still in school, you're real hard on yourself about it. But you have no clue the chaos that you've been privileged to not have experienced yet. You know, it's like when they say, you know, the feminists try to say, oh, women can sleep with, you know, 100 guys in a year if they want to, and that shouldn't have any, you know, ill effects on them mentally. Bullshit. Just the amount of women I've slept with has fucked me up mentally because every one of them put me through some shit. The gym can change a lot. You put down the controller and pick up the weights is a big step that a lot of guys haven't taken. Hitting the gym can make you above average, which is enough to smash. Yeah, and then also like guys that just don't choose to work out, they're doing themselves such a great disservice. One, just you need it to feel good. You need to exercise your body to feel okay. You need to exercise your body for energy. But if you can actually sculpt your body in a way that looks nice, like mine's not looking so hot at the moment because I got off a steroid cycle a month ago, and the roid related acne has not gone away yet. I got to get myself some tetracycline. But just having a nice shape to your muscles and a nice shape to your body, like AMS would say, it creates an automatic swagger. You know, it's a form of swagger, not every man has. It's kind of something to keep in mind. Like when we talk about having an advantage in having at least a minor advantage in the market or an advantage over other men, is, you know, if you have that, I almost want to say it's fitness related swagger, just knowing you look good or knowing that you kind of have something to offer too when you take your clothes off is a swagger that not every man has. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that are just like, all right, just letting it all hang out there. You know, the clothes have to come off because we're fucking, but you know, the difference in that and just being like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm good to fuck. I trained for this. It must really be different from back when I was in school. Everyone was seeking to some degree. Can you check your phone? Yeah, I didn't respond to you. She's going to be joining us in a minute or at some point. I was going to record a video. Yeah, Tori, if you're watching, yeah, I'm responding here. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready, Mama. We'll do it. I don't have a topic or nothing. I just wanted to come and check in with everybody. When family court gets done with you, which they never do, you would wish you had stayed a virgin. Kind of the moral of that video that I was talking about. I went on this rant that seemed a little too bizarre to post, where I was talking about, you know, people beat up on themselves for being a virgin, and you make fun of your boys that are virgins when you're in school, and, you know, 4 out of 5 of your friends have gotten laid. You make fun of the one that didn't, and then it creates this it creates this thing where you feel bad about yourself because you're not getting laid, and then, you know, I got older, and I you know something here, just for the fuck of it, if I have that video, I'm gonna play it. I thought it was like bizarre, and at the time it wasn't really red pill content. I was gearing this content specifically towards the gamers, like the gaming geeks. I bet if I just type in virgin, it'll come up, and I'll show you what I said here. Give you a little exclusive. It's 6 a.m. here, dude. Not good. Experiences with women can build you can build you if you pick the right. Yo, Fred, we should start doing a little fellas hour. You could be my co-host. Get in on some red pill shit. We're done with the gaming shit. We're leaving the gaming shit behind us. We shoot fight scenes in regular. I let my DP handle those details. Not to sound uneducated, but I already have to handle so much, so I don't necessarily have suggestions for him. And we don't do, you know, we don't do the craziest fight scenes or anything. Aside from the fact that I actually let people harm me, we don't do the craziest fight scenes. I do kind of regret the last one though, because I already had a torn rotator cuff, and I really just let this dude put me through a fucking table, and my shoulder came out in a way where now if it dislocates, it's so much harder to like figure out how to get it back in. I'm trying to see if I can find this video that I'm referencing. Thought crime. I might have deleted it. I might have been like, you know what? This is taking up space. I'm never going to post this. Learning to pick the right one is a journey in and of itself. At the start, you might take anything. Yeah. Yeah. The normal thing to do back when was to drink beer and bang chicks. Yeah. Love to call in, brother. Go for it. Oh, Donovan Sharp was my introduction to the community a few years back. Like Donovan and yourself, I also came from the same environment of being raised by a single mother. Would love to call in. Yeah. You can call in. That's fine. Yeah, I wasn't raised by a single mother. I was 15 when my parents split. And then I was with my mother until I was an adult. So that's kind of the single mother thing. What kind of led me down the road of doing the Thought Mommy song. Thought Mommy started as a gimmick. It was like a joke, like we're the guys in the club picking up single mothers. And then after a while, it was like, single motherhood is a real fucked up situation if you don't have all your ducks in a row. And there's a few single mothers that I've come across that I respect, and because they had a formula to how they wanted to bring up their kids. But then so many of us, what's a lot more common is for so many of us to meet our stepdads in the same exact fucked up fashion. Your mom's got a couple of drinks in her and she's like, son, this is Jim. And Jim is here because your dad is a fucking dick. And you're like, dude, I'm fucking 8 years old. What are you fucking telling me about this shit? And then before you know it, you're in the middle of these feelings that aren't even yours. You're in the middle of this bout between your parents and your mom's shit talking your dad. And then what comes later, unfortunately, seems to be for a lot of mothers. This is like my mother, most of my friends, their moms. I asked the last girl I was seeing about this too. I asked, is your mom like this? Is your mom like, she's on her second marriage and the kids aren't fully raised yet, and you haven't really healed the damage that was done to them in their upbringing. But mom is already talking about like, when do I get to be happy? When do I get to enjoy myself? Like, why don't I get to go out on the weekends? It's like, in the next life, don't have kids. In the next life, don't have kids. I have no, people can say, anti-woman, misogynist, anti-mother. Fuck all that shit. I have zero patience for like ruining the development of children. If whether that falls on a mother or a father's faults, I don't give a fuck. That is not something I approve of. And that simply stems from having a fucked up upbringing. Rocky Balboa is the Italian stallion, and Rocky Sabo is the Italian fuckboy. Okay, all right. I don't think that's Tori. I play games, but gamer is not see what I identify as. Yeah, because that term got tainted by fucking nut jobs. Misogynist is one of the most overused words out there. Yes, agreed. And the true definition is the hatred of women, or the belief that women should be treated as second-class citizens. And it's often thrown at people who just have very interesting points about female nature. I have interesting points about male nature. I'm hard on male nature myself. So checking in the chat. Let me know how you guys found the channel. I'm mainly here. Tori Grow is going to join me in a moment. I'm mainly here to read some comments, take some calls. There is a call-in link. I'm really only wanting to hear from Red Pill Cats tonight, the gaming guys. If it's gaming related, sit back. I tried to do the gaming thing. Y'all started trolling my channel. Now I'm on the real life shit. But I'm here to just connect and say what's up, man. I don't get to do it often. Anyone who calls out a woman for anything is called a misogynist. Yes, I agree with that, Fred. So what the fuck else do I have here in my shit? This is Tori Grow. She's going to join me in a little bit.
Men don't want to marry women that have kids, right? Are you reading comments?
I'm sorry. I'm cracking up so bad because I have troll accounts that impersonate people I know.
Yeah.
This is the cat that impersonates my dad, and he's pretending to be my dad, and he goes, don't talk about my wife that way.
We're talking about you, Steve Simpson. I'm just kidding. But We're making fun of you. Patty leveled up. She was
Oh my
smart
God.
and used it to her advantage.
I haven't had a good
Yes.
laugh. So we'll see what happens with that. How is everybody doing tonight, y'all? It's a Thursday night, late night stream. What's up? Oh, no. Most women cannot define the term. Hell, even misandry or misandry is a foreign word. Yeah, what I want to talk about, I definitely, Donovan Sharp and I are trying to get together like a real legit Joe Rogan looking podcast. And I definitely want to get around to the topic of the 50s model at some point. I'm very intrigued by the 50s model, like the model of marriage and relationships that our grandparents subscribed to. Because my grandparents that were born in the 30s and lived life like it was the 50s until they died are the only people I ever saw have a normal relationship. Then I hear all these things about the 50s model, which I don't know if they're made up out of thin air or not, you know. What books do you read? Anything by Rollo Tomasi, Neil Peart, or Gene Simmons? Here in MD, just chilling. All right. This is probably the last stream you're going to see from me that is not planned with a topic and a guest. We're really going to try to do the goddamn thing. And super chats are available, guys, for anybody that wants to donate a little bit of money. It'll go into Save a Ho episode 3 that features Donovan Sharp. I tell you what, actually, all right. How many cats came over here from Donovan Sharp's channel? There are 13 people watching right now. And since there's only 13 people watching right now, I will show a snippet of Donovan Sharp's scene from Save a Ho. How many Donovan Sharp fans are in the chat? There's 12 people here. So who came from Donovan Sharp's channel? $15 people in the chat. Who came over from Donovan Sharp's channel? DeFreak A. Does a yes. Sharpshooter here. Okay. Just for you guys. And because this stream is so pathetic, only like 14 people watching. Hey, gotta love Donovan. One of the biggest grinders I've seen. You mean that in a positive way? Grinder? Like someone who's really on their grind? Nico G, thank you so much for the super chat. The super chat. Oh, and for the Sly Cooper cats that are watching, I was corresponding with the voice actor who played Carmelita, and she was going to come do a stream. And then I figured, like, what's the fucking use? I'm so done stretching Sly Cooper for everything it's worth. Good call switching to this type of content. I appreciate what you're doing. Yes, came via Donovan. Thank you so much, Cooper Time. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's challenging, man. It's challenging because I always step outside my niche. I'm truthfully, what could be my downfall is that I am involved in too many different things. I make music, I make film, I make TV shows or web series, podcasts. I'm a screenwriter. So like I juggle all these things at once. I really should just hone in on one thing. And primarily it could be the red pill things, at least in between all the bigger projects. No problem with Donovan, but Rollo is where I first heard about the fellows. Yeah. No, Rollo put us on tremendously. In terms of content, yeah, he'll make 10 hours of content from one article. Is that a dog or a baby dog? Okay, all right. 15 people in the chat. Check in. We got 2 super chats from the homies. I'm gonna put that up again. Nico G and Cooper Time. Thank you guys so much. That goes right into our budget for the Adventures of Save a Ho episode 3. I can't give away too much. Let me see what I got in here. Oh, Fred. Let's get some super chats in here. My man. Yeah, I would come and do the same thing in your streams. Here's the guy that impersonates my dad. That's one of your less creative ones. Listen to the Fellows album. Fucking sweet, dude. Thank you, brother. Let me know if you're still coming out to the movie premiere. Joe Biden couldn't abandon that. I wrote a song about speaking of Joe Biden. The only time I ever dissed Joe Biden, I wrote a song about, from what I can imagine, what it must be like. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. What it must be like dating a social justice warrior. So like I wrote a song from like the perspective of a dude who's of a conservative guy that's dating a social justice warrior. Thoughts on college? Yeah, that college was part of it because I feel like college produces nut jobs. It produces social justice warriors. Yes, I wrote this song from the perspective of like a conservative cat that's dating a social justice warrior, and I said, all right, so I said, yeah, baby girl's got knowledge. She's a sophomore in college, and damn it, it feels good to see my woman up on it. She knows my passion is rap, although the grace might fail, and she even forgave me for being a straight white male. She gets mad that I don't vote, and my style is past tense, and she speaks about black rights more than most of my black friends. A white girl, real concerned about fighting powers that be. She gets mad about white privilege. She acts like she's Chuck D. Now, I'm neutral on most issues. She's neutral on most genders. She fights with people on Twitter and aims to be most clever. She will not be moved. She will not be silenced. She preaches against violence until she wants to be violent. Now, I could be liberal, but still I'm lenient. She wants to join the fight to try to cancel all my favorite comedians, and she likes it when I'm dominant, but my masculine energy often creates discussion about toxic masculinity. And I don't understand it, but I'm with it, I guess. She's a lot to handle at once, but still I'm doing my best because she loves me, although she don't always show it. We make love wearing surgical masks in bed to protect us from getting COVID. We talk about gay rights, abortion laws, and the statues, and figure out ways for transgender people to use the bathroom. It's a blast, especially when I'm tapping that ass. I let her be the man because gender roles are a thing of the past. It's apparent that she's my soulmate. I'm there for her, and it's apparent that she's my soulmate. I'm there for her, and it's okay. We spice it up with some Biden and Kamala Harris role play. The motive is keep the peace alive unless they fuck with you, and she's my baby, my sexy little SJW. That sounds a lot better on the track. But thank you, brother. Am I allowed to call in if I behave? You have anything poignant to discuss? Sounds like an American girl. Yeah, an American social justice warrior. The sample I use in the track starts out with the scene from the Malcolm X movie where the white girl's asking Malcolm X, I'm as a good white citizen, what could I do to help the black community? And Malcolm's like, nothing. That was Denzel Washington playing Malcolm. Wow. I should have came in here with some more shit prepared. Where the fuck is Tori at? I'm about to fucking call her live. I'm gonna call her ass right now. Yeah. Yes, I am a white boy rapper, y'all. But I'm not like a wannabe black white kid. So that hopefully helps lessen the stereotype of the white rapper. Go ahead, Lemonade Bay.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, my friend? Yeah, what did you want to discuss?
I thought we were just going to talk about you. You finished
No.
your feature film?
No, sir.
No?
Supposed to call in with a question or comment.
Okay, any specific topics?
What's on your mind?
Just red pill stuff in general.
Red pill stuff. Yeah, you seem to be benefiting from it.
Quite a bit, actually.
Quite a bit, actually. And this is, so you're actually not just like joking in the comments like you usually do. You've utilized some of this information and it's worked for you.
No, I really have. It's
Okay, tell me about it.
it's quite life changing. It all kind of started
And
with
you're not fucking with me.
no, because it all started with The Adventures of Sabaho when you featured Rollo Tomasi. I never actually heard of him,
Mm-hmm.
but you spoke very highly of him. Like, okay, I'm gonna check out who this dude is, and that kind of brought me down this weird rabbit hole where I was watching like Fresh and Fit and different podcasts.
Mm-hmm. It is a rabbit hole.
But a fun one though. It's very informative, very eye-opening, very uncomfortable at times, but that's just a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Good way to put it.
So I think in the last stream I told you a little bit of my experience.
You said something about you finally got yourself a girl or you got yourself some ass. Or you said something like that, but I didn't know if you were just clowning me in the comments.
Yeah, that was the gist of it. And yeah, that was true. No, not clowning.
And you attribute that to the red pill rabbit hole?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No shot. All right,
Did,
brother,
did
man.
you have a similar experience?
Yeah,
Yeah, in your younger years.
a little, somewhat. This is a whole different thing with me, but
Maybe you could tell that story someday.
at some point, yeah. Hold on one second. I'm still almost there. I commented, have someone ask a super chat for me. Sorry, I'm still waiting on Tori Grow over here.
That's
All
cool.
right, Lemonade Bay. If that's all, I'm gonna get back to my shit.
All right. Hopefully she shows up. Have a good night.
All right, be good, brother. Women respect men when men respect themselves. Yeah. I need to throw something in this stream. What the fuck do I have in here? Fiverr. Here's our Fiverr if there's any fucking here's here, you know what? I'll air this. This is the premiere trailer for my movie that premieres October 1st.
I was summoned by God to be the greatest. They said my birth is a curse, I still made it. I stood out in the field when it was raining. 10 toes down in it, youngin' came up strong, with a will to live. Daddy never came home, mama in the pen. So it's relative, got him for the devil did. The streets ain't safe, just to be playing in.
And you know how long it's been since I heard you sing?
I'm not doing it.
What if I threw on a beat?
It's like deja vu, see it all the time. Yeah, it's like deja vu, see it all the time.
Kev, you're always fucking with our money. I'm just trying to buy some weed. We're gonna go sell these TVs and spark up.
Facts.
So that's what I'm going to be tied up with for the most part of September. Let me get some more of these comments. Did you catch Donovan's debate with Guste Jen? Or you meant to say guest? I haven't seen a girl drop so many fallacies and false truths. It was like Cinderella choking when she made it to the balls. That's an interesting analogy. Yeah, no, I didn't. He told me a little bit about it. He told me something about a Spanish chick that he debated, saying all kinds of fucking N-words and shit, and didn't sound like the classiest broad to be coming on a debate platform to try to present herself like some sort of intellectual titan. You know, it's are you an intellectual titan, or you just like to get rowdy and shit? You know. Yo, how we doing? Jaden Pixels, Cooper time. Looks like I made it at the right time. Yeah, Josh. Food grows at the store. Maybe when a spider shows up, you're useful. Okay. Red pill knowledge doesn't get you laid. What you actually do with the knowledge can, however. Yeah. I co-sign that. I never really applied too many alpha male strategies. It was like the one takeaway was like work hard. And everything else kind of falls into place. All right. I'll show this for the two Donovan Sharp fans in the chat, just because this is since my following isn't there yet, where this is like a leak. There's only 12 people watching. Here's 2 seconds of Donovan Sharp from Sabaho episode 3. And if you are not subscribed to the Adventures of Sabaho channel, after I fucking show this, you head right over to the Adventures of Sabaho channel and subscribe.
So I guess you guys want to lose your jobs, because that's exactly what's going to happen when your higher-ups find out about this.
Sharp, can you cool it for like 2 seconds?
I'm cool. I'm cool because I'm not involved in any of this shit.
Could you at least try to be optimistic?
Yeah, I would be optimistic, except I do real police work. You two are out of your fucking minds, talking about saving hoes. Here's a thought. How about we save civilians?
Sure.
I'll cut it at that because he's not in too many scenes. But he might become a reoccurring character. He was really, really good. Yeah, he plays the cop. Donovan Sharp plays the cop that's like got his senses about him. He's like, what do you mean some guy talking about saving hoes is taking part in a legitimate police investigation? That's illegal. And we kind of take it from there. You really smoke cigs too? No, vape I quit smoking cigarettes. I'm on the vape, and I want to get off the vape and just get back to smoking cigars. Been craving a fucking cigar all day, actually. For real, the show looks so good. Hey, thanks, y'all. Doing what I can with it. All right, I'm just almost there. I commented. I have someone ask a super chat for me. Okay, that was from 5 minutes ago. Let's see what's up with Tori. Hey.
I literally just pulled up. I'm in a robe. I'm not on live right now, right?
Nah.
Okay, I'll be there, like, ready to go in 5 minutes.
Okay, you like when you sit down at the computer, it's not going to take you like 20, 30 minutes of troubleshooting.
No, I have my thing, the adapter.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're good.
All right, it's not like the most professional streams tonight. I'm just like, fuck it, I don't want to go live by myself. I'm trying to check in with.
We're gonna talk about the abortion law.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Get your shit set up, and then I'll text you the link.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Later. Okay. Tori Grow wants to call in and talk about abortion. Jaden, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, yo, what's up, Savo?
How you doing, my friend? Where'd you find the channel?
I found a channel a couple months back from Jay.
And you found it through who?
Jay's Reviews.
Oh man, how the channel has changed since Jay was an affiliate.
Yeah, like there's some real good stuff been going on.
Yeah, me and Jay are no longer close, unfortunately.
Yeah, I heard. Sorry to hear about that.
He couldn't take the trolling lifestyle. I'm equipped for it. You know, I used to get trolled in person. I've been putting myself out in the public eye for a long time. Guys duck and hide when they see troll comments. Try getting stopped in the street by people who are like, hey, you fucking suck. You know, talk about like a hit to your ego. You know, you get over YouTube comments real quick.
Yeah, I can feel that. I wanted to ask, when did you found your passion for filmmaking?
When I was young, when I was a kid, it was just one of those things. I've never changed. There's a post on my Instagram. I don't know if this is something worth bragging about because people say that change is good. And some people say you change drastically every 6 or 7 years or so as you age. But I have a clip on a post on my Instagram that's got like 3-4 slides. And there's like a picture on top and a picture on bottom. The picture on the top is like the past and the picture on the bottom is like the present. And it's like things I was doing at 5-6 years old and things I'm doing now. It's like me with a camera at 6, me with a camera at 25, me behind a drum kit at 3, me behind a drum kit at 25, and so on. I've never changed. I always kind of knew who I wanted to be.
Right on. Like, how did you learn all this? Did you go to film school?
I didn't do film school. I did broadcasting school. The rest of it is just kind of self-taught. I believe in being self-taught. I don't believe in the education system trying to make people believe that just digesting and repeating information on a test is the only way to learn things. Like, books exist for a reason, documentaries exist for a reason, and the process exists for a reason. And the greatest teacher is always the process in anything you do. It's like you can sit and watch an employee instructional video, and most of the time, if you ever actually have to watch an employee instructional video or like sit through some type of fucking course before you start a job, it goes in one ear and out the other. It is so boring and impossible to pay attention to. Training is where you learn how to work at a job, because that's when you go through the motions of it.
Yeah, very impressive.
Thanks, brother. How old are you?
Oh, I just turned 19 a couple of days ago.
You just turned 18 a couple of days ago?
19.
19. Okay, you're my brother's age. Thank you. The rifle was I borrowed that from somebody. I still haven't gotten it back to them. Torsha had an abortion. No, she didn't have an abortion, but she wants to talk. She just wants to talk about abortion. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, and my apologies to you, Jaden, that you came over here for gaming content. This is no longer going to be a gaming channel. I hope to make this channel take off, rebranded as a Red Pill channel, and then hopefully, kind of like the Hodge twins used to do, hopefully I can like divide up my shit and have a channel for every form of content that I like to do and start like a separate gaming channel.
That's how it should be. I actually prefer your film content more than the gaming stuff, to be honest. Gaming stuff is good, but you're more passionate when it comes to this filmmaking thing.
Yeah, I mean, and real life topics also. You know, I've been wanting to discuss real life topics ever since the gaming shit no longer became fun because the gaming kids started telling me about, you know, their social issues, and then that becomes a real conversation, and it just turns into this whole other thing.
Right. Oh, shit. Yeah, I was gonna ask about two. I had two more questions about your videos. If
Go
you
ahead,
don't
go ahead.
mind. Is
That's fine.
another audiobook?
The audiobook, yes.
Are you planning to make another one?
No, I tinkered around with the idea of it, but for that one, that's I kind of set everything. I feel like needs to come off of my chest at least for right now. Um, we'll see.
All right. There was another video about like relationships. I think you might have like a community tab post about asking about. I think yeah, for like how many of you are virgins and tab is like a video coming up on that. And I was wondering like how do I maintain a relationship if you're just like saving yourself to marriage?
The question is, how do you maintain a relationship if you're saving yourself for marriage?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, you're not on camera or anything. Is this the predicament that you're in?
Uh,
Do you plan on saving yourself for marriage?
yes.
No shit. And that's a religious obligation?
I mean, somewhat, but it's mostly personal.
It's mostly personal. You personally, based on your own morals, want to save yourself for marriage?
Yes.
Okay. And so then you want to have a relationship with a woman in which she respects that and waits until marriage to have sex with you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a very, very difficult thing to find in this day and age. It's not really so much a difference in agreement based on your morals. You know, who am I to say if that's truly your morals, whether it comes from Christianity or your faith or just your own morals that you believe that you should not have sex until you're married, you know, your morals are your morals. They're not for anybody to judge. But the realism of it is that's a very, very difficult thing to pull off in this day and age. You ideally want to find a girl who is also a virgin, who is also Catholic, Christian, or comes from some sort of faith that is really compelling her to do the same thing. But the issue with that also is, and I don't know if this is a religious thing, but the other thing that I went to church when I was a kid, and 9 times out of 10, these girls fall away from religion quick. You know, I think most girls that are raised in a church believe they want to save themselves for marriage when they're like 13, 14, and then like 15, 16, 17, and they're off. And then that was the end of saving themselves for marriage.
Oh yeah, that shit happens all the time.
Yeah, my older friends, I always used to hang out with people that were older than me. And I remember being really into a girl in school who told me about saving herself for God and all this shit, and I didn't really quite understand it. And I remember my older friends were like, "Yo, watch how quick that whole thing melts away." It's so this has nothing to do with religion.
No.
It's an interesting thing because it usually is discussed in the context of religion, but even when you put it in that context, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Again, your morals are your morals. But of the religious context in which this notion really came from, like the church, wait until marriage to have sex, it almost kind of doesn't add up biblically. It almost kind of doesn't make sense in terms of what God's plan would be. If there's a God, then he invented sex drives in people so that we want to have sex all the time, so that we reproduce and we keep the planet full of people. We keep producing people. So I never understood throwing a roadblock in it. But that's just me going off on the subject. I mean, have you come across a girl or were you seeing a girl at a certain point, or are you seeing a girl now that or are you interested in a girl where you're wondering how that's going to go over?
I was thinking about seeing somebody, but the thing is though, it's just like I just want to make sure I want to keep the relationship interesting because girls just hate to be bored. That's the number one thing that everyone says.
Yeah, Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, if I were you, I just wouldn't worry about women for a while. 19 years old, I wouldn't worry about women for a while. It's a very, very what you're talking about is a very, very complicated thing. And it's not something I think you're gonna have a high success rate in the 2020s. It's just we're a very, very over sexualized culture. And if nothing else is gonna keep a woman interested or keep her excited, it's gonna be something sexual, at least as a base. It's also the base of your bond. That's the thing that's difficult. Beyond sexual sin and beyond any sort of like cultural sex craziness, because I know our culture is a little over the top with sex, it's still at its core keeps a bond between people. So it's kind of like you can usually, if you know how to read people and you know how to read energy, you can usually tell right off the bat when you're looking at a couple, when you see a girl and a chick next to each other, you can kind of tell off the bat whether or not they're fucking, because there's like a bond there. It maintains a bond of some kind. Sometimes it's a bond of chaos. Sometimes it's a nice like romantic bond, but like it stirs up shit in people, keeps them kind of binded.
Oh wait, I think I asked this also. You had a Patreon. Where is it?
Sabo Central on Patreon. We have the link in the channel.
All right, dope. I'll make sure I'll pitch it like $10 a month.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, somebody in the chat, don't mind me. Listen, just for reference for you, Jaden, and for the audience, I'm just going on. You just giving me some good topic matter to go off on. But somebody said I would cut Jaden some slack. He's 19. His worldview for the time being is going to be limited. Yeah, I'm not here to. I'm definitely not like giving you a hard time or anything. But it's a for the most part, it's an outdated concept. And I'm just saying you're gonna face some kind of difficulty with it for sure. So not that you really asked for advice, but my advice is just don't worry about it. If you become close with a chick and that becomes an issue for some reason, who's this chick? I don't think people ask themselves that often enough. I'm like, how valuable is this person? That it would be like devastating if things didn't work out or she didn't like me. How valuable is she really? Let me get Tori this link. Jaden, you have me on social media anywhere?
I found you on Twitter, but that's about it.
I'm on Instagram. You have Instagram?
No, I only have like Discord and Twitter. That's it.
All right. Well, stay close to the channel, brother. And the Patreon link is in the channel links. I appreciate that very, very much. If anything, contact me there. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Getting late.
Thanks so much for watching, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck, Sabo.
Just never have sex, so you don't know. Just never have sex, so you don't know how good it is. Sex gets boring too. Yeah, no, I wasn't harping on the kid, but I'm a deep thinker. I hear some shit like that. I'm like, whoa, talking about saving yourself for marriage. And the kid said he's not religious or anything like that. He said it's just a personal choice, and it just takes my mind in so many different directions. I'm like, how the fuck is that supposed to work in this day and age? The older he gets, the harder it will be. If you have any chance, the younger, the better to get it done. Yeah, but you know what's funny, guys? Right now, I have the privilege, the absolute privilege right now of not having a sex drive, because I did not go about my previous steroid cycle in the most responsible way. And my sex drive is just not there yet. I'm still in the midst of taking Clomid and doing my post cycle. And I have just had no desire for sex in like the past month. I had like a 3-girl rotation. I dropped it down to 1, basically, like the one girl that kind of just helps me get through my work week. And I go to bed with her and we wake up together and kind of almost like maintain a household together, almost like it's almost like a marital kind of relationship. And sex has become kind of like marital sex. It's like I feel like an old man at times, or I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess I could roll over and get it done, but And to be honest with you, I feel no two ways about it. There's no standard I hold myself to in terms of what my sex drive should be compared to my age. There's no part of my mind that's like, well, I'm 25, so I really should be like fucking all the time. Like I've been in a place in life where I'm fucking all the time, and I'm fucking a lot of different people at once, and it's never really resulted in anything good. Maybe it's good for the ego, and it's good for experience, and it's good for some material. You can work some of it into scripts. But aside from that, nothing really out of this world wonderful comes from spending more time sleeping with women than working on your goals. So I'm pretty delighted right now to have a low sex drive. Fame and glory in women, plus I'm really good looking. I'm practically Mr. Perfect. All right. Well, that is good. Guys, the call-in link is in the chat. To the people that are trying to call in, Gaming Cats, Zach, Unknown Soul. I'm really only trying to connect with the Donovan Sharp, Rollo Tomasi audience tonight. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tori needs it in an email. All right, Tori. Give me 1 second. Let me get Tori's link set up here. Oh, okay, Gmail. I can just... Nice. Give me 1 sec. Tori Grow. And let's hear. We'll be hearing tonight from Red Pill female Tori Grow, Red Pill female dating coach Tori Grow, podcaster and talent. Tori is the hottest chick on the internet that talks red pill shit. So stick around for that. What's the number? Haven't seen it in the chat yet. Oh no, it's in the description. The description of the YouTube video, there's a link, and you click that link and it just brings you right to me. How much cash do I have on me right now? What you need? You need a 10 spot? Jaden, if you're still watching, thank you so much for the Patreon. Action required. Please complete your W-9 for fucking Patreon. Oh, shit. Dude, she's stringing you. No, she's not stringing me, dude. She takes her a minute to set up the cameras and all that shit. Come on, Kevin. I'm jacked. What more? What will it take? What's the issue you're having? What's the problem? Yeah, Bryce, that's in the call in. It's in the, you just go to the description. Yeah, the description of the YouTube video, and it says call in. There's a link. You click that link, it brings you right to me. You want to work with me? What do you want to work on? What you trying to do? I put out calls to be extras on YouTube. When we did my film, like the legit film, you DM'd me and everything. What did we go back and forth? What did we talk about? Why did you go on the roid juice? It's a personal choice. It's something that I believe in, and I'm just into it. I just enjoy cycling. I don't lie about it. I don't cover it up. I don't care. I enjoy it. I'm natural 95% of the time. I've only done 2 steroid cycles in my life, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the extra edge. I enjoy the boost in testosterone. It's the chemical that makes you a man. Anytime you put excess of it into your body, you're just fucking lit. Tori Grow is here, but her devices are not connected. Sounds about right. 21 people in the chat. Let us know how you came over, how you found the channel. Hopefully it's not an abundance of gaming cats tonight. I'm looking to talk to the subscribers that came over from Rollo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp's channel, as we are rebranding Savo Central into a Red Pill channel. This will be my last stream I'm doing without professional cameras, without a professional microphone, and with my bed in the backdrop. And all Fresh Prince CEO, all that steroid muscle is going to turn into bubbly fat. That's not scientific. That's just not true. I know that's what they say about it, but it's not true. Muscle doesn't like turn to fat. So yeah, guys, purpose of tonight's show, I'm here to connect with the subscribers that came over from Rolo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp's channel and introduce myself to you guys and talk to you. I got Tori Grow here, the hottest female red pill content creator that I've come across. And she's always got some really interesting points. She wants to talk about this abortion shit that's going on right now. I think I might do more listening than talking when it comes to that. I'm going to try to bring her in here in a second, but it looks like she's frozen already. Is it true that Gabby is pregnant with you? Oh, Christ. I mean, I stopped gaming. Okay. The best thing I can offer to remember when it comes to relationships is never let it be the thing that makes you whole, because what you're trying to look for is someone to complement who you are. Very true, Josh. How much was that, Mike? It's not that great. Blue pill guys in the chat, mad confused. What do you mean red pill channel? Oh no, that's Messiah Jenkins. Mahas. Oh God, I always fuck up your first name. I'm so sorry, brother. No, this is a good dude, man. He's been watching me for a long time. And when I put out the YouTube casting call, when I was just like, hey, I'm shooting a movie and I'm a real life person. Like, I'm out here. You can find me and you can come hang with me and you can come work with me. And everyone is invited to come be an extra on my movie set. This guy came out. He came out with his sister on his birthday. Funny thing though, I don't know if I told you this, Jenkins. I always call you by your last name because I always fuck up the pronunciation of your first name. I guess that's typical white boy shit of me to do. But I was actually just going over some ADR and I was going over the scene, and front and center in the scene when I'm performing, your sister's right up front, but I don't know where you went. She worked her way right up to the front row, and I don't know where you were at that point. But I don't know if you ended up making the cut. I'd have to go over the crowd scene and check it out. You pretty much become Captain America for 6 to 8 weeks. yeah, exactly. This is weak. We could make waves. What are you talking about? What's the Instagram that you DM'd me from? AJ, love you, brother, but we're not doing I'm sorry, I love you. I'm bringing Tori Grow in here. I'll talk to you personally. I'm bringing Tori in here, and then I'm going to close it out with her. Oh, that was your girl? Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Somebody came with their sister. The shit we did, you don't do with your sister. That's awesome. Danny. Yeah, really. My apologies, AJ. I know I never get you in here. Yeah, I don't know what you want to. Hold on. So look this cat's shit up. What the fuck? Tori. Sorry, this shit's frozen.
No.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you another minute to figure out the setup. Tori's great people. Remember, we always have technical difficulties. Ugh. Yeah, 21 people in the chat. We got a call-in link for Red Pill Cats only. I'm really looking to talk to guys that came over from Donovan Sharp and Rolo Tomasi's channel and connect with you guys directly as we are rebranding this into a Red Pill channel. Tori is the no. Damn, man, this is like waiting for the main event.
Do you hear
Tori,
me?
can you hear me?
Am I here?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. You know I'm talking, but you can't hear me.
Say, what the fuck? Edit.
Were you trying to talk to me on? What are you on, a
Great.
laptop?
I fucked it up. I must have.
Hold on, I'm gonna text you. Well, we could hear you.
No.
We could hear you. You got to be on camera.
Is it working?
Can you hear
God
me?
damn it.
I can hear. Christ, sorry.
Okay. Fuck. It's not. Okay. You can hear me. I'm dead. Okay, hold on.
I'm texting her.
Well, I guess we could do it that way, but that's kind of fucking lame. Hold on. I cannot even hear you, so that's
You can't hear me? Put some headphones in.
Hello, guys. No.
Put headphones in, dude.
Oh yeah, duh, the adapter. Bye. This is why we need men. I'm done.
Can you hear me?
Oh my god, I'm like sweating. These lights. Well, at least I can speak in the dark. There goes changing. Where did it go? Here we go. While we do this as audio, I guess I will re-download Chrome on my computer and if I can get it to work. Otherwise, this is as good as it's gonna get. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Headphones are in.
You can't hear me at all? You can't hear me?
Now I can.
No, you can. Okay, all right, good. Then listen, we ain't got your video, but fuck it. It's too much to figure out. It's like you're calling into a radio station. We'll do it like that.
This is some bullshit.
I know. Well, we could hear you.
Well, whatever. I hope you guys heard me say fucking tits 100 times.
What am I looking at here, though? Are you sitting in the dark?
No, I look cute.
Well, I'm sure, but you don't have you
I'm
try the camera one more time. Try one more time.
Okay. Oh, it's because I don't have Google Chrome on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone.
Yeah.
Why
But
ain't
I'm also setting it up on my laptop so I can give you that high quality shit that it took me a week to learn.
Well, that's
Alright.
all good.
You're pissed. Don't worry, I'm getting it. It's coming.
No, you're good. Oh, cool. I could just zero you out altogether.
This is how you guys should think of girls. Should we start with that? I'm done.
She sound Caucasian. Yes, she is Caucasian.
How
What's
does-
your nationality, Tori?
I'm Italian
You're 100% Italian?
and Irish. But like I don't know. Does anybody know the percentages? I refuse to give my DNA.
Yeah, I don't.
to-
I believe in too much of the identity I've been told I have. I don't need to do a spit swab to see if it's anything different.
Okay, I heard there's a conspiracy. Hold on, is it easier to hear me like this or like this? Do you notice a difference at all?
No, there's no difference.
Of course there isn't. What's new?
So, do you actually listen to the news and get bent out of shape about women's issues?
Hold on. Wait, audio.
What did you? We were fine, Tori. What did you do? What are you fucking with?
Hold on, I just fucked that up.
God.
No.
Oh,
Did I mess that up?
mm-mm.
Did you hear anything I just said?
No, not
Okay,
anything
good.
you just said.
Okay, good. Restart that. Are you guys having fun yet?
I think hey, put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying this. We're really doing the best we can to give you a quality half-ass stream.
I can't. I laugh. Oh God. Okay. I didn't hear anything that you just said, but whatever, guys. I wish we could go on my live TikTok. Can you do that?
I don't. Can we go live on TikTok together? I don't. Can we like request each other?
You request me. I have a very large following. They love it.
Hey, I got a large following too. I could have been TikTok famous if I had the patience to keep up with this bullshit.
I have to be like incognito with half the shit that I talk about. It's like now that TikTok has left, let's talk about Red Pill. Otherwise, you get banned.
Yeah, they took down. I had a clip of me and Donovan Sharp that they took down because Donovan Sharp said, "What did he say?" I just had this one clip because I thought it was hysterical the way he put it. He said, or I might have the clip in here. He said, when you get caught cheating, the girl always asks, "Do you love her?" If we if we catch a girl cheating, we ask, "How big is his dick?" The way he said it with such emphasis, and well, they took that down.
It sucks, dude. But you should download TikTok right now since you're faster, and then you can do it on your page.
I'm here. I'm fucking here. Hold on. I'm in my TikTok. Let's go live. But I
I
don't.
keep forgetting you have one.
Yeah, but I don't think I could just request you.
Yeah, I'll go on there right now and you'll see. But you cannot, don't have like your setup. Well, we'll see how it works. I'll go on TikTok right now. I don't know if I can do both at the same time. Is that what you're doing?
Oh no, you're talking to me on your phone, right? Did you just dip out because you was trying to do TikTok on the same phone that you called into the stream with? Oh Lord. Sorry. Come back. No, I don't, my phone's not even charged enough to do TikTok. Well, we lost Tori to TikTok. Oh. That's right, y'all. I gotta see where's that Donovan Sharp clip? That shit was so great. 34 Sharp 2. Tori, we lost you. Is this for real shit? Hello. Excuse me? All right. Well, anybody else want to call in? Dude, really? Getting prank called right now? I'm getting prank called right now. This cat's gonna keep calling. No, I don't think the CIA got a reason to talk to me. Really a villainous character to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a villain? Do you feel like after hearing so much of that, you start to say, "Fuck it, I'm going to own that role, and I'm going to give that extra nudge with that monologue when I go on my show, and as just a fuck you to everybody that says these things," or do you try to ignore it?
It used to. I don't know. I guess I don't think it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it. Like I've gotten this moniker from the start, and it's weird because in the white manosphere. Doesn't bother me because I'm
Give me 1 second here, Bryce. Bryce, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
because in the white
Can you mute your TV or mute whatever you're listening to us on?
Sorry, man. I'll turn it
Give me
down.
1 second here, Bryce. Bryce, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Ooh, no, I'm getting
brother?
I'm getting my direct feedback now.
I'm doing it right now. Hang on. I don't know what happened here.
Nah, it's
Right.
fine. Put in
Is that
headphones if
better?
you can. Yeah, that's all right. That works.
Sorry about that, man.
You from the
I'm trying to
States?
find it. I got headphones on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's going through my laptop. That's how I was able to find the contact information.
Okay, you from the States?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Illinois, to be exact.
All right, some of the lingo you were using in the chat, I thought you might have been from another country.
No, dude. I just have a unique way of talking. I like to abuse the English language a bit from time to time.
No, that's good, man. It obstructs the system a little bit. So how'd you come across Donovan Sharp's material?
I went through a bad breakup a few years back, and I was trying to look for answers, just like every other guy does in those type of situations. And that's just basically what triggered me to dive into the rabbit hole, should I say? And the stuff that Donovan Sharp I really resonated with the most, and it just, in a nutshell, it like opened every door in my mind, and I just dove right in, and that's how I started getting more familiar with, like, Rollo Tomasi, Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit. And it was one of those things where it just really resonated with me and taught me how to redefine who I am as a man, and more importantly, break away from the nomenclature of what I dealt with growing up from a single home, from being raised by a single mom and everything. I owe a lot to my way of thinking right now because of Donovan. And obviously he turned me on to you, and of course I'm watching the episodes.
Appreciate that, man. Hey, thank you.
Watch.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's funny. Donovan is great, and Donovan does great material. But from what I've seen of his current channel, because I know he had a few of them taken down, there doesn't seem to be as many like direct self-improvement answers to commonly asked questions kind of videos up as much as his streams and his broad topics. So I often wonder what those initial videos are. Like, what are those big hits? What was his like initial claim to fame that turned so many guys onto his content? Oh, you muted yourself.
As you have a unique story, that there are some veins of similarities if we dealt with some form of breakup or some sort of environment that basically put us in a position where we wanted to find the truth about why things are the way they were, instead of like constantly, pounding our fist on the wall and trying to find answers, by just looking within. You look out and you try to find like every type of way that explains why you went through what you went through. And I feel that with him exposing especially female nature, it was a very big eye-opener for me. It made me completely revise everything I looked at towards women, and more importantly, it like helped me revise what I looked for in a woman. As a matter of fact, the entire community has helped me revise how I look at women, and then how I approach women. More importantly, the type of women that I want to attract, because I realized more than anything, I was looking at women that were like a reflection of my mother. And my mother, let's just say it plain and simple, she was nuttier than squirrel shit. But
yeah, there's like a familiarity there. There's either a familiarity, it's your first idea of what a woman is supposed to be, is really what it is. And I find that in my life, I'm either attracted, and this sounds so fucked up to say, but I mean, it's the same on the reverse end for the reasons that a woman is subconsciously drawn to a man based on the idea of her first idea of what a man is or is supposed to be her father. So it sounds kind of weird to say, but I'll either find myself drawn to women that are like my mother or women that are like my grandmother or like one of my aunts. And at one point I was with a real nutty yet real sexy and like real passionate Puerto Rican Italian chick, and like that is my family in a nutshell. That is like the women in my family in a nutshell. And sometimes even if it's chaotic, even if it's chaos, even if that woman brings absolute chaos into your life, if your mother was chaotic and your aunts are chaotic and your grandmother's chaotic, you feel right at home.
Yeah, of course. But I wish I could meet somebody that was a lot like my grandmother, because my grandmother's not like that personality at all. I mean, she's from that old school mentality. I don't know how my mother adapted to stuff, but I think it has a lot to do with, the second wave feminism, how women were trying to adapt to their lives, not knowing the, hidden truths that, Kevin Samuels recently revealed with everything with, Sue Ellen Browder talking about how like half of this room that assembled was meant for, the future evolution for women rights and everything like that. The other half was like, how can we capitalize on all these dumb bitches? And and that is the biggest fact that nobody talks about. And that's the one thing I always talk about, especially nowadays when it comes to propaganda, is that you notice that feminism always talks about all this good stuff, all this good selling points, but they never talk about the drawbacks or the negativity that comes with it, for women who choose to, delay getting married, having children, and so on and so forth. They never talk about the negative effects. It's all pro this, pro that. You can be your own boss, do all this and things like that. I support women in their choices, but the thing is that it's never educated to them the drawbacks and the negativity that comes from those choices. When I got into this community, I understood that there were going to be some drawbacks and issues that comes with this type of philosophy. Gaining this knowledge comes with a terrible burden. I think the term that comes across is the greater the knowledge, the greater the sorrow, because you're learning more stuff that you are learning in a way where you're just like, dear God. And you try to talk to people about this. And that is like one of the biggest things in the very beginning, is that you don't talk about this stuff to regular people, because they're not going to understand it, because they're not ready to be unplugged for the matrix, if you will, if I choose that type of phrasing.
Yeah. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I think women get the shit end of the stick when it comes to advice. And I really do feel for women, and I feel for young women that get the shit end of the stick when it comes to advice. And I think a huge difference in the advice that a young woman might get, or a woman that's struggling might get from other women, versus the reality that men have to face. The advice that's given to us is a lot harsher, but more beneficial. The advice that's often given to women is a lot friendlier and a lot softer, and it doesn't hit as hard, and it isn't as pressuring, but therefore it's not as beneficial. I think about the biggest piece of bullshit advice that is just not helpful to women, that women get all the time, is if a woman doesn't feel good about herself, or she doesn't feel good about where she is in her life, or if she is a mess, she'll often be told by other women. This is a big social media thing. It's a big feminism thing. It's a very common thing to be like, well, just, to try focusing on feeling better, and try focusing on feeling more confident. It's almost like trying to meditate on confidence instead of trying to actually accomplish something that indirectly causes your confidence to go up, which is what men usually have to do. It's confidence that stems from action, because that action is a demonstration between you and you. It's like of yourself and your own psyche of what you're capable of doing.
I agree with that. I mean, a lot of times we as men have to go through trials and tribulations that temper us into the stronger individuals that we are. In that situation, being raised by a single mother, I was getting that type of information instilled on me at an early age about, oh, you should deal with what you feel, and not dealing or confronting issues and real problems. But after being part of this community, I embraced the fact of, hearing the bitterest of truths is better than hearing the sweetest of lies. And, I don't know. I just wish I could, convey this as best I can. I hope I am, because I mean, like, guys like out there in the community, like Red Pill Mike, that was so eloquent with the way he was bringing his point across to people. Rest in peace, Red Pill Mike. It's one of those things where I feel like this is a very vital aspect with us as men to, embrace and understand, so we're not put in a position where, we're at a disadvantage. I do feel for women getting this type of information and not getting the full truth and being lied to. And the only thing is that they can go through their 20s and 30s and probably even 40s before they even realize that they have been duped, and it's too late for them to course correct. Where in our situation, we can continually evolve and course correct as we go along, as long as we are able to persevere and stay in our focus.
Yeah, I think there also comes a point in a man's development where you can, if you choose to embrace struggle, struggle never really goes away. But if you choose to embrace it, then struggle is no longer limiting. Right.
I think it's important to recognize your limitations, but always to test those said limitations. I mean, like you, I also have dealt with, I've done a lot of personal projects and challenges and things and endeavors I've always took on. I took on pro wrestling for 20 years. I'm still doing it actively.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I do stand-up comedy. Whenever I get a chance, I do performing, acting wise, like in different type of projects. And I mean, I just do different stuff to keep busy. But then even that reaches a tipping point where you have to understand that you have to have time for yourself. And then I've actually have taken, like, the thing about COVID gave me an opportunity to, you know, take stock in that stuff and actually take a step back and more focused on my stuff, like my job and, you know, my personal well-being and what I want to do with myself career-wise and financially. You know, it's, and I don't regret it at all, because taking that time away has put me focused on other things, like, you know, get involved with stocks and crypto, you know, build up my, you know, financial portfolio. You know, I bought a house in this time frame in the past couple of years. I mean, it's things like that where it's helped put me on this focus and this drive. And a lot of it has to do with just focusing on myself and not worrying about what women are doing, you know, what I would like to do with them or not. You know, if of course, if some random gash comes my way, I might play on, but in a nutshell, I'm not going to invest my time, because right now my time I feel is more important in investing in myself, because I'm always going to have myself, you know, from beginning to end.
Yeah, I think there might be something to the effect of the idea of sacrifice in a man's life is always like an important theme, but that might get confused with the idea of sacrifice everything for the woman or sacrifice everything for the family. And that in turn might become a self-limiting message to men, which is to just always be willing to put yourself last, even if it doesn't really make sense, or like the incentive isn't there, because there does always need to be an incentive to put yourself last. And that incentive would be the betterment of the development of your children or the sanctity of your home and your marriage and your family. But if you put yourself last in a situation that's chaos, then there is no incentive.
Oh yeah, I agree. Especially in an environment, if you're in a marriage and with children, obviously the obligation, especially if you have children, should be, you know, providing the best life for your children and making sure they are secured, you know, in their upbringing and growing them in them growing up. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like that it doesn't even get recognized anymore, because it's part of the plan, you know, where men are not, you know, actually recognized for their, you know, hard work and efforts to try to make sure that, you know, provide for their family. And I think that is a sad attribute, because we've been spending the past 60 years putting women up on a platform and giving them a voice and protecting them, that in aspects we're taking for granted for the very things that we are trying to provide and help. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just this whole thing has gone flipped on its head, and I don't know what it's going to take to flip our society back to a position where it reaches like a type of equilibrium. I don't know. I just feel that it could be better. We all could be better. We have to admit that, you know, we do in some capacity need each other, but you know, it's just so messed up in the programming now, and women are getting some bad intel of how they need to direct themselves, and of course basing it off of, like, you know, the things that are society based, and then, you know, what's going on in social media and how everything has been glorified and, you know, visualized in a way where it's just exposed to the world, where women think they have to act like this to get attention from men or to get the type of men they want.
Well, Bryce, I don't think you could have put it any better than that. Listen, brother, man, thank you so much for calling in. Get me anywhere you got me on any social media you got. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. You on Instagram?
Yeah, but I'm under my wrestling profile on that one. But I can. All
right, yeah, that works. It's Savo. I'm gonna put it right here. I mean, all the links are in the channel, but Savo Music CT. And thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for coming over here from Donovan Sharp's channel, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, brother.
Consider it done, man. Take care.
All right, be good. Can you hear me, Tori?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
No, I can't. I just have you just like on a call in, like you called into a radio station.
But I had it working. I saw myself. Fine, whatever.
It's gonna have to do. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. I got it working, and now I'm sad.
I don't know. Don't worry
Do you
about it.
mind if I click the link one more time?
Nah, just leave it. I think this is the best it's gonna get.
No.
I think it's the best it's gonna get without you being on a laptop.
No, I'm telling you. I promise you. If it doesn't work, I'll do whatever you want.
Okay.
I feel bad because I
All
drove all the way here. If I want to get it to work for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
How far is the studio from sucker? Oh, guys, be thankful for your shoulders. If you got them, when you don't have rotator cuffs, you can't even put your hands behind your head without worrying that your shoulders are going to pop out of place. Frozen.
Damn it.
Frozen. I could just leave that image up of you right there.
I can't see what it is, but whatever. Make a meme out of it.
Do you have Snapchat?
No, I don't believe in Snapchat.
You don't believe in Snapchat? Why? It's too mysterious, right?
I don't get a lot of DMs of creepy men, but when I do, it's on Snapchat.
It's on Snapchat because it disappears, so
I love
it
my
doesn't leave a trace. I
Really
was gonna say, if you want to snap, here, I'll fucking Instagram it to you.
I'm done. Damn it, because I really wanted to talk about this abortion thing because I heard about a conspiracy and it's been keeping me up at night.
Okay, go ahead. What's the conspiracy?
Okay, if you guys are still here, welcome. But okay, I'm horrible at speaking. But so somebody was saying that they believe that the abortion law was put into place for human traffickers, and I went down a fucking hole on TikTok. And I guess when you look at it from that perspective, it makes sense because like they'll put the person who actually tries to get the abortion in jail over the rapist. And so then I did more digging and I ended up on the OnlyFans topic. And apparently this group that is super conservative to the point where it's like the evangelical kind of group, you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Who claim to not be religious anymore. But they, I guess, got OnlyFans, or they got MasterCard to stop allowing people to use OnlyFans with it. Do you know what I'm talking about, or am I just like spewing? Are you still taking pictures of my fucking
No,
face?
I'm just sending this over to you right now. But yeah, I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. I'm just listening. I'm trying to learn.
Did you follow it? Or are you? You can be
I-
honest if you weren't listening.
No, I was listening, but it's kind of hard to follow the conspiracy.
Really?
The conspiracy of the abortion laws in Texas.
No, like of OnlyFans and this group that can't get OnlyFans to cancel, but they could through MasterCard, like their processors. I don't know. It was wild. You look upset. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm good. I'm listening.
Well, I'm
Don't-
gonna end
don't
up
worry.
going live on my TikTok. That's what my plan was for tonight. I saw your text last minute and I was like, fuck yeah. And I fucked it up. And now you're upset. And I'm
I am not upset with you. You're fine.
I can tell when you're upset.
No, I'm upset from my long day. I'm just trying to unwind. I'm upset that my channel ain't popping the way I want it to. No, you're fine. We're
That's
good.
why I'm saying if you go on TikTok, it drew in a lot of people for me all over the
Yeah,
world.
we'll do the TikTok live.
Well, I'm gonna do it. So if you want to come on, you're welcome to.
Yeah. Hey, how far is the studio from your house?
About 35 minutes.
Really? You left from your house and drove 35 minutes to the studio?
Well, I sped, and I have a very important criminal case tomorrow. Like, yeah, I might go to jail. So I'll let you know.
Really? Would you get a DUI?
No, oh my God, no.
What's
I
the
got my
criminal?
first speeding ticket when it was my fault. I did not argue, but I never had a car that didn't shake when you went over 40 miles per hour, for the record. So
Until now.
yeah, and I get it was the first day I got the car and you could see it. And so he showed me how to use cruise control. I never had a car that had that worked. I never had a car that had Bluetooth. That's the problem when we do these things is my phone is still connected to my car. And I'm like, that's technology that I'm not familiar with, to be honest. I know it sounds so stupid, but my cars didn't have fucking Bluetooth. Like, what? So I went to the court hearing right before I went to Miami or whatever, and they told me that I need a lawyer. And I was like, I know, don't you guys appoint public defenders even on Zoom? But I guess not. So pray for me. I would
All right.
not go to jail.
All right. You want to get out of here and go on TikTok?
Are you gonna come?
Yeah, I'll come.
Yay! Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for calling in. That was Tori Grow. This was Bryce from the Donovan Sharp channel subscribers. I'll take one last question. Hopefully this isn't a troll. What's going on?
Hey man, what's shaking?
What's going on? You're not here to troll, are you?
No, man, no, you're an entertaining dude. I tell you what, I've been following you for about a month now, watching the fellas' videos and things like that. The thing about Red Pill for me, what I'm not getting is it's almost like it's a religion and there's all these denominations. You know what I mean? It's like everywhere you go, there's probably about, if you had to count, there's probably about 50 to 100 channels. There's a lot of hate out there. There's a lot of people like you and Rolo who don't come from a point of hate. You're trying to lay down, female nature, where guys that are going monk who are just going like off the fucking rails with what I call hatred, just out and out, just hatred against women. I don't get it. And as I've talked into these comments under these different ones, man, I've been blasted. I think it's one of these things where as guys, we're kind of uniting right now under this. You know what I mean? Because we see it. It's more evident than it's ever been. Feminism has finally reached its catalyst. And, whatever you want to call what it is now, what they call the fourth wave craziness or whatever the hell that is.
Well, here's what I'll say. Red Pill can be radical, or it could be radicalized, and parts of the Red Pill community could be more radical than others.
Right.
But, when I think about that, because I do come across Red Pill stuff that I'm like, oh, this is really pushing it. This is really radical. I personally would love to move away from the term. I think it's a nice base for the discussion. Anytime you can group an ideology together, or you could define an ideology is oftentimes, something like Red Pill is like many different ideologies in one, or it's just like the line of belief. If you tend to think Red Pill, you tend to kind of subscribe to these certain ideas. So it helps just keep a conversation piece cohesive, and it helps you kind of understand where the person's coming from if they sort of view life through a Red Pill lens. But that's kind of what it is for me. It's just like the lens, like from this point of understanding. It's like when people say from this point of view, or from over here, from where I can see it, from this level of understanding, now everything kind of falls in place. And then where you take it is based on your own individual life experience. I see certain Red Pill content creators that are a little more radical, and that's not necessarily my forte. Straight up guy talk, locker room talk in a public forum is not necessarily my forte. But when I hear the criticism of radical Red Pill material, I think to myself, what's kind of fucked up is everything else is allowed to be radical. Everything else is allowed to be radicalized. Like social justice warrior radicalization that's radical shit. There's radical feminism. There's the radical activists that are preaching nonsense. But some of that radicalization is favored by the media.
Well, I don't disagree with you. Let me clarify this though, because maybe that was my mistake in the beginning. What I'm getting at though isn't that I have a problem with their extreme stance. It's that I see a lot of I don't want to call it infighting, but you know what I mean? It's like, well, if you're Red Pill, then why the hell do you even talk to women? This kind of stuff. And it's almost like it's dividing within a community of people that I don't want to say brothers, because that's kind of like one of those blasé terms, but you know what I mean? We're all coming from some point of view of this. And I think when you have the ones that are radical who are like throwing shit at the ones who aren't as radical, I think that causes more harm than good, because I just feel like I get your point. Radicalism, I get it, but at the same time, I think is infighting too much to say? I don't know. It just seems like everybody wants to talk shit about Rolo. Everybody wants to talk shit about Donovan Sharp. And I've gotten some tremendous insight from both of those men. Tremendous insight.
Yeah, I will tell you this. I think you'll come across a lot of, I'll say this. There are a lot of channels that try to shame content creators like Rolo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp and Red Pill content creators. And one of the biggest shame smear tactics I've seen is to try to claim that these guys are scammers. And that's
Right.
an interesting way to refer to dating coaches and authors and content creators who are speaking from tremendous life experience. The reason I say that is because now maybe I'm just speaking from my personal life experience, but I have never been able to fake something that I'm not. Now, you know, you could say it's not difficult to lie. It's not difficult to tell a tall tale. It's not difficult to pretend to be somebody that you're not. But I believe it is, because when you don't walk, talk, and vibe with the swagger of somebody who's lived the life experience that he claims he has, I think it's pretty obvious. And I think it's pretty obvious when somebody's spewing bullshit. I don't feel like I've ever come across many dating coaches, guys pretending to be confident with women who, what are we trying to suggest, behind closed doors they don't know what they're talking about. Well, where did that insight come from? Where did that swagger come from? Where did that level of understanding and that confidence come from? I just think you can read it off of people sometimes. So I think the whole, oh, there's scammers, in what context? And in what context is Rollo Tomasi or Donovan Sharp or these Red Pill content creators? In what context exactly are they a scammer? Because to claim that they're scammers is to claim that they're liars. And then you ask the question, so what are they? You might ask, what are they lying about? You know, is their philosophy is a lie? Because the philosophy is just based on life experience. So is their life experience a lie? And at the end of the day, the proof of these situations are in the pudding. You know, the proof is in the way most people conduct their lives, the way most people conduct their love life, and the way most people go about relationships. And it seems to be that like 90 to 95% of relationships fail. And growing up, we see it. And, you know, for the most part, a lot of us come from fucked up families and fucked up households, and we see it throughout our family. Just people that, like, time and time again, from our parents to our aunts to our uncles to our grandparents to our cousins and siblings, that just cannot pull off relationships. And it's usually from subscribing to society's idea of how to go about a relationship. So the alternative is worth exploring.
Yeah, and I'll just say this, and you know, I know you don't have a lot of time. You gotta get the Tory. I get that, man.
No,
I
you're
would
fine.
too. But I don't want to see people coming into this, guys, you know, who, you know, waking up to this stuff is pretty damn startling. You know, when you start getting these bombs dropped on you and these truths, you're like, holy shit, man, you know, this makes sense. I never heard before. And I don't want to see anybody dissuaded by these people who are just like, F this guy, they don't know what they're talking about, because that's bullshit. They do know what they're talking about. You might not agree with every single thing, but then who agrees with everybody 100% of the time? Now that's a bullshitter right there. I believe we can all be different. I believe there's good that comes from every single person in the manosphere. I don't think you have to worship any particular person. But man, this stuff, like, I hate to say it, man, but I see it. Maybe you don't see it, or maybe I'm going to the wrong places. It just seems like there's this, don't listen to this guy, that's the wrong message, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to see people coming into this get dissuaded and thinking, oh, well, this is a bunch of bullshit. These guys are just talking shit about each other and it's going nowhere, because that would be bad. Because I think progress can be made moving forward with, you say you don't want to use red pill, so let's just say, you know, awakening, whatever you want to call it. It sounds kind of new wave bullshit too. But anyway, when you open your eyes to it, you can only get better from there. You know what I mean? Staying on your purpose.
No, yeah, absolutely. See, to me, like, the extremes of it are like MGTOW, and then there's like MGTOW extremes, because like MGTOW in and of itself, it's not something that I really strongly disagree with. You know, we're talking about men going their own way. It's like, okay, so the idea, let's just say the idea of going your own way is, I'm at a point right now in my life where I've chosen to focus on myself, to be engrossed in self-focus, and I've chosen to steer clear of women. Now, that's not a bad thing.
No.
What I tend to disagree with, and what I find to be a little radical, is like the red pill MGTOW cat. Hold on, Tori. I don't know if can I mute this while I finish my last point? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Sorry, I'm so sorry about this, brother. We're troubleshooting.
Do what you gotta do, brother. It's your show.
Okay, good. Then they can't hear me. So I disagree. I disagree with the guys that went MGTOW because they're lousy lovers, they're lousy husbands, they were lousy partners. They offered nothing exciting to a relationship. They offered nothing exciting to a woman. Like they're just basically failures. The guys that come home, I come home from work and I have a couple of beers and I watch TV, and after 5 years of that, she left. Can you believe she left after 5 years of that? And I guess all women are evil. That's extreme.
Yeah,
that's extreme, because there's got to be some sense of responsibility for how you contributed to that.
Yep. Can't argue that at all.
Let me wrap it up with that, brother. You got me on Instagram?
No, I don't yet, but I can.
Yeah, go ahead and get me on Instagram. We'll talk again soon, brother.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Thank you so much.
Man.
That's the Instagram right there. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Talk to y'all next time.